If you guys are looking to consistently get high damage games like this on the map Sand River, or you're just looking for an easy place to farm in your TDs, then I have an excellent position to share with you guys today. And the best part about it is that it works in most TDs and medium tanks, and to some extent heavy tanks. Listen, don't use your heavy tanks here. I've done it before, but please use some common sense. So today I'll be showing you several clips from different replays where I play this position and share nuanced advice on how to rotate to and from this position. And also later on in the video, I'll show you the safest way to retreat to two different positions that are really great for defending your base when your team falls apart around you. So if it wasn't already obvious, we're in the T30 today. We're gonna be on the south spawn of Sand River, and we're gonna be making our way to the H7 position right here. And this one is the sniper's nest that you may have seen featured in some other videos. I know Cookie Baby did it once, but this one is honestly just so good. And there's a couple nuances about playing this position. You're gonna see me peeking here. And one of the really important things is that if the enemies are this close where the E3 is, all of your camo, don't rely on it because it's non-existent. I've tried this in even very heavily camoed TDs, and once they get to that point, you need to start to back off and reposition. However, since this is such a great opportunity to actually farm, you're gonna see me being really cheeky here, and it's almost to my death here, but we make it out alive. And we're gonna back up. We're just going to chill out for a bit. Now, one of the great things about this position is those palm trees that are right in front of this rock end up shielding you from a lot of the enemies who are poking around the corner. When they're this far up, they're going to spot you no matter what because you don't have the amount of cover that you need. But that really does help you stay almost invisible, and we're going to see that in a later replay. However, one of the things that I really have to highlight about this position right here is that it is far from invincible. You are vulnerable from multiple angles, and I'm going to show you the weaknesses and strengths of each. One of the main ones right here that you're going to see is that place where I just shoot the patent tank is also a place you can get shot from. So you need to keep in mind that if there are snipers on that hill, or if your team is not as pushed far down south as mine is, then you are going to be vulnerable and take potential hits from that location. So just keep that in mind. And one of the other things I wanted to highlight quickly is that location that I just pinged on the map is where a lot of light tanks like to sit and camp. So you can end up being perma-spotted, and you're going to see that happens later in the video. However, if you're playing this correctly, if you're hugging the rocks, you shouldn't be perma-spotted. It just happened to happen. Now, we're really going to want to wait here until the tanks are distracted or they've just fired. So it would be my suggestion to not poke until they're distracted. Right there, you get to see me shooting down on the enemies, and I'm actually able to pen the E3's cupola because I'm shooting at a downwards angle. And that's one of the great things about this position in general, is that tanks with a lot of armor that you may face on a level playing field do not have as much armor because you're shooting downwards on them. One of the great things about this, you're going to see me doing the same exact thing once again with Malshin right there for 773. A bit of a low roll on the last roll, so kind of happy to get a decent roll on the next. And there we see the LT. Now I'm seeing if I can back up to get an angle at him, but it's just not going to be possible, and the E100 is going to take care of him anyway. So now with him out of the way, we're going to be shifting our attention to the AE phase 1. And to be honest, this shot is just crazy. I don't know how it goes in, but the bushes initially shield us from getting spotted. But one of the things you need to do is back up after you fire, because you just need to automatically assume that you are spotted in this position. Don't risk it. Don't be dumb, because at the end of the day, it's always better to be safe than sorry. So now with the AE phase 1 destroyed by the E100, we're going to be poking out against the Martian, and we see that he was pointing at us initially, which got me a little bit scared, but he ended up pointing towards the S1, which allowed us to get a shot into him. The E3 is eliminated, which means that our team is going to end up swarming the Martian here. I'm going to try to get a shot into his cheek, and the amazing accuracy of the T30, kind of lets me down here, but that's to be expected. Now, you're going to see me moving in here, and the only reason why I'm going to be going through the town is if you see somebody up near their sniper nest where the AE phase 1 is. That's going to allow us to push in all the way, and this is going to be the very last shot, which ended up giving me the third mark for my AE phase 1, my T30. So really happy with this result. It's pretty much the end of the game, and at this point I want to show you a different situation and progression of the battle from this position where things don't go for my team and we end up losing. So let's get to it. So with our next replay, which is also in the T30, guys, I promise this tank, it works in multiple tanks. We're going to see a Taurus T54 who's no longer with us. RIP. So, I mean, really one of the things I have to highlight about this position, it's excellent if you have map awareness because it has access to so many different angles. One of which you guys are going to see right here is that a TNH decided to poke the hill in the most dumb way ever. You also get shots towards the north if you're paying attention. End up getting spotted there, and once again, I want to highlight that if there are people over towards the south, where I just ping right there, you are going to get shots towards them, but you're also going to take shots from them. And you're seeing me see that I want to shoot the 50B back, but it's not going to quite happen right here. And that's alright because it was such a sliver of his tank showing up anyways. However, the second shot that we're going to see here towards the standard B is going to connect, and we're going to get a juicy, I think, yeah, 731 from him. So, minor low roll. Let's keep it rolling. So, as the game progresses, we're going to see that the north is going to start to fall. The 705 dies, and at this point, I'm looking at the mini-map, I'm zoomed out. I asked the T30 to follow me, and that's because we just need to get out of here. If the north is going to fall, they're going to be pressuring our spawn point or our base, and if they surround us, it's over. So you're going to see me retreating to one of two defensive positions. The first is going to be super useful if you're defending from a southern push along the hillside. This is going to be the E0 location, which I pinged right here on the minimap. First, you're going to make your way over this little ridgeline, and then you're going to take a right. Once you're in this dip, you'll be in position to take shots at anybody who's coming from those southern hills and up and towards that top hill that's right in front of you. You'll also be able to take shots at the base if they're approaching from that angle, but the next position is going to be much better for that. So let me highlight it. The second position we're going to be going to today is going to be the H01. We're going to go down into this ravine to get underneath the enemy fire, and once you're able to do this, you're going to take a turn, going to come up around, you're going to go left right here, and then we're going to arrive at this little raised hill right here. Now going back into the T30 game, once we poke this ridge, we're greeted by the Type 4 and the E50. I think the E50 is an easier target, so I go to shoot him, don't quite connect. A couple seconds later, I see the Type ass face towards me, and I'll absolutely take that shot. So we end up crit hitting him for 778. And the third time that we're poking up, you get to see that this ridgeline position has great vision. So I take a shot towards the Yak Tiger, get 711, and the E50 is thinking about pushing me because he doesn't know that I have a friend. So he goes to me initially, tries to shoot me, and then he'll end up shooting my T30 friend, which makes him a one-shot. Now I have another couple seconds on the reload, and I'm taking a good chunk out of him. Unfortunately, it's not enough to make him back off, and I'm kind of worried about the T30. I'm like, back up, dude. And, well, the E50, he fluffs his shot anyways. I got another 7 seconds on my reload, and we're going to see just how you can set up a defensive perimeter. He takes him out, and I hope you guys are seeing how if you guys have the south still intact by this point, you can set up a pretty decent defensive stance against the enemy if they're just pushing from the north. Unfortunately for me, though, the artillery takes out my friend, and I get a super low roll on the FV. Which seems to be a thing with the T30 750 guns, unfortunately for me. But as we're going to poke again, we end up getting smacked by the FV for 360, and we don't end up returning fire to him. So between the missed shot and the low roll there, it ends up pretty much sealing our fate because the 50B and the Type end up taking out the 60 TP, which allows the 50B to actually flank me and kill me. So just watch out towards that hill position because you are vulnerable from the side. I wasn't able to back up fast enough, but I wanted to highlight that position because it shows that each of the ones that I've shown you today, the sniper's nest and these two defensive positions, have their counters, and more importantly, very good strengths that make them worth dealing with those counters. So today I hope that these two positions, these three positions really, help you guys in your future games to farm a ton of damage on the map Sand River. I have a ton of great games on this map because of it. But if you guys enjoy these type of videos, if you found this video helpful, please like the video, consider subscribing, and check out my video right here, which is also going to be on Sand River, and this shows a place from the northern position where I farmed a ton of damage in my E75 TS, and I show you how to rotate and how to retreat safely when you have the northern spawn, which in my opinion is a little bit harder than the south. But I would love to hear what you guys think on which spawn is better on Sand River. Which do you find that you have your better games in? Let me know in the comment section. And with this all said, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will catch you soon in the next video. Peace.